You weren't educated about this in school. No one explained how to think about money, how to attract it, save it, and multiply it. You were trained to work, but not to think like a wealthy person. And that's why most people stay where they are. They try to earn more without changing the way they think. Because the truth is simple. You can never overcome poor thinking with work. It can only be reprogrammed. But here's the truth. You can't outwork a poor mindset. You can only reprogram it. This is the mindset of millionaires, an audiobook for the ones who are tired of struggling. For those who know, deep down, they're capable of more. And for the few who are ready to build a relationship with money that's healthy, abundant, and powerful. If that's you, this is your moment. So take a deep breath, because what you're about to learn isn't just about earning more, it's about becoming more. But first, dear friend, you're definitely on the right track. If you're watching this video, like, subscribe, and write in the comments which topic or problem concerns you the most. We promise to prepare a professional video explanation at your request. Chapter 1. Money begins in the mind. Money doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your belief system. Every financial result in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is simply a reflection of your internal programming. Most people think their income is limited by opportunity. It's not. It's limited by identity. You can only attract and keep the amount of wealth your self-image allows. That's why you could give $1 million to someone with a broken mindset, and in a year, they'd lose it all. But give the same million to someone with a wealthy mindset, and they'll multiply it. Money begins in the mind. Why? Because one person is programmed to survive, and the other is programmed to expand. Remember, you don't get rich by chance, you get rich by choice, and by conditioning that choice into your brain every single day. If you want to make more money, you have to train your brain to see money differently, to see it as energy, as a relationship, as something that flows toward clarity, confidence, and contribution, not confusion, fear, or guilt. Chapter 2. The Science of Wealth Programming. Your brain is like a computer. Every belief you hold about money is a line of code, written by someone else, parents, teachers, society, or pain. Maybe you were told, money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. It's selfish to want more. Or, be grateful for what you have. Don't ask for too much. Each of those phrases became a program. And every time you acted poor, settled for less, or sabotaged a win, you were just following that program. But here's the good news. Every belief can be rewritten. You can install new mental software. You can condition your brain to think like a millionaire, not by luck, but through repetition and emotional rehearsal. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It just follows what you repeatedly feed it. That's the secret behind every successful person. They train their subconscious with focus and feeling. They don't wait for evidence. They create it through consistent visualization, affirmation, and alignment. Because when your brain starts believing you already are the person who earns more, your behavior automatically adjusts to match it. Chapter 3. Your relationship with money. Let's be honest, you've probably had a complicated relationship with money. You love it, but you fear it. You chase it, but resent it. You want more, but secretly feel guilty about it. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. Money responds to emotion. And if your emotional energy toward it is mixed, your results will be too. Imagine money as a partner, a relationship. Would money feel respected, valued, and safe with you? Or would it feel ignored, mistreated, or unappreciated? If you constantly say, money isn't everything. Money is hard to get. I'm just not good with money. then money doesn't want to stay with you. Money doesn't chase you. It mirrors how you treat it. Millionaires respect money because they understand its language. They track it, study it, and grow it, not out of greed, but because they know control creates freedom. If you want to train your brain for wealth, start by repairing your emotional relationship with money. Instead of saying, "I hate bills," say, "I'm grateful I have the ability to pay for what I use." Instead of, "I can't afford that," say, "How can I afford that?" These subtle shifts rewire your brain from lack to leverage. Chapter 4. The Mental Movie of Millions. Every morning, your thoughts project a movie into the future. The question is, what kind of film are you directing? If your inner dialogue is full of doubt, fear, and limitation, you're rehearsing poverty before you even start your day. So let's rewrite the script. Visualize your ideal financial life in vivid detail. See the numbers in your account. Imagine the feeling of opening your banking app and seeing balance, stability, growth. Feel the peace that comes from security, the joy that comes from contribution. Because when you feel it's real, your brain begins to find ways to make it real. Neuroscience calls this cognitive priming. Your mind starts filtering opportunities that match your belief system. Suddenly, you notice connections you used to ignore. You attract mentors, ideas, and partnerships that align with your new standard. You're not manifesting magic. You're activating your focus. The brain follows emotion, not logic. Whatever you feel most intensely, you eventually find. That's why visualization works. It's not wishful thinking, it's strategic conditioning. You'll learn how to release financial guilt, handle pressure like a millionaire, and develop the emotional stability required to build lasting success. You've reprogrammed the mind. Now it's time to rewire the heart. Friend, write your opinion on this topic in the comments. Do you agree with me or not? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Chapter 5. Emotional Intelligence, Financial Intelligence. Here's a truth most people never realize. Your emotions manage your money more than your logic ever will. Think about it. Every bad financial decision you've ever made, buying something you didn't need, avoiding a conversation you should have had, staying in a job or partnership that drained you, wasn't because you lacked information. It was because you let emotion override discipline. Your emotional patterns determine your financial patterns. That's why emotional intelligence is wealth's secret weapon. Millionaires don't make decisions when they're reactive. They wait until they're rational. They've trained their minds to pause between feeling and action, because between stimulus and response lies a choice, and that's where your power is. The poor panic when the market dips. The rich stay patient. The poor get jealous when someone wins. The rich get curious. The poor take things personally. The rich take things professionally. When you train your emotional responses, you stop being tossed by external circumstances. You become a calm strategist in a noisy world. And that calmness, that's your competitive edge. Because in a chaotic world, clarity is currency. Chapter 6. Releasing Financial Guilt. Let's talk about guilt, because most people carry it without even knowing. You want more money, but something inside whispers, "Do I even deserve it?" Maybe you grew up hearing that rich people were selfish. Maybe you feel bad for wanting more than your parents had. Maybe you're afraid that success will make you unrelatable, arrogant, or judged. That's guilt disguised as humility. And it's silently repelling abundance. You can't attract what you secretly resent. If deep down you believe money is bad, your brain will protect you from it. It will sabotage deals, delay action, and drain motivation, all to stay safe from the thing it associates with guilt. Here's what you must understand. Money is neutral. It doesn't change who you are, it amplifies you. If you're generous, money helps you give more. If you're creative, money helps you build more. If you're disciplined, money helps you grow more. It's not evil, it's energy. And energy simply flows toward purpose. You must forgive yourself for wanting more. You must release the belief that success means selfishness. Because abundance doesn't create distance, it creates options. And the world needs more people with good hearts and great resources. Chapter 7. Stress Management, the Hidden Wealth Skill. If you can't manage pressure, you can't manage prosperity. That's the paradox. Most people want the life of a millionaire, but not the stress tolerance it requires. You think more money will bring more peace, but at first it brings more responsibility, more eyes on you, more weight on your shoulders. The rich don't avoid stress. They transform it. They use it as fuel. They view it as feedback. They understand that pressure is simply the body's signal to grow stronger. You're not overwhelmed. You're undertrained. When your nervous system interprets pressure as danger, you freeze. When you train it to interpret pressure as opportunity, you perform. Start small. Put yourself in mildly uncomfortable situations intentionally. Wake up earlier than you want. Make that difficult call. Speak up when you're afraid. Every time you step into pressure with purpose, your stress tolerance expands, and with it, your capacity for success. Because the truth is, you can't hold more wealth than your nervous system can handle. Chapter 8. The company you keep shapes your mind. Look around you. Who are you spending your time with? Are they stretching your thinking or shrinking it? Your brain mirrors the energy of the 5 people you interact with most. Their conversations, habits, and standards become your subconscious programming. If you hang around complainers, you'll normalize complaining. If you hang around builders, you'll normalize buildings. That's why the rich protect their circle like a fortress. They don't avoid people. They curate proximity. Show me your circle, and I'll show you your future. You can't train your brain for wealth while surrounding yourself with people addicted to excuses. You need to be around visionaries, people who make growth a lifestyle, not a phase. If you don't have them yet, don't worry. Start digitally. Listen to audiobooks. Watch documentaries. Study the habits of the greats. Because when you expose your brain to high-frequency thinking long enough, your old patterns start to dissolve. You rise to the standard of your environment. So design it intentionally. Chapter 9. Building your mental wealth habits. Habits are how your brain saves energy. They're automated scripts running in the background, deciding 90% of your behavior without your permission. So if you don't consciously build habits that create wealth, you'll unconsciously keep habits that kill it. Here's what millionaires do differently. They automate their success. Their daily routines aren't random. They're rituals. They wake up early, not because it's trendy, but because it gives them control before the world starts taking from them. They plan their week before it starts. They journal their wins and losses to build awareness. They track their spending and investments like a pilot monitors altitude. And most importantly, they protect their focus. Remember, the rich don't have more time. They have fewer distractions. When your habits align with your goals, discipline becomes effortless. You don't need to motivate yourself every day. Your systems do it for you. Because motivation fades. But habits, they stay. Chapter 10. Focus is the new gold. In today's world, attention is the most valuable currency. Everyone wants it, but few can control it. Think about it. We live in an era of endless noise, notifications, opinions, distractions. The average person's attention span is shorter than ever, and yet the people who rise, the visionaries, the creators, the leaders, are the ones who've mastered focus. Millionaires don't chase every opportunity. They filter. They understand that saying yes to one thing means saying no to 100 others. Your focus determines your fortune, because what you repeatedly give attention to grows. If you constantly focus on problems, you'll attract more of them. If you focus on possibilities, your mind will find ways to create them. Start training your attention like a muscle. Set time blocks for deep work. Turn off distractions. Protect your mental energy like it's gold, because it is. The mind that can hold one thought long enough to act on it becomes unstoppable. Chapter 11. Decision-making under pressure. Wealthy thinkers decide fast and adjust later. The poor delay decisions, and delay is the costliest form of fear. Every major breakthrough in your life will come from a single decisive moment. That phone call, that investment, that yes when your heart was racing. Here's the truth. Waiting for perfect clarity is just a disguised form of procrastination. You'll never be 100% ready. You just decide and make it right as you go. The rich understand that indecision kills momentum. They trust their intuition because they've trained it through experience. Remember this: every time you hesitate, opportunity moves to someone who didn't. So make your decisions with confidence. Even if they're not perfect, action teaches faster than analysis ever will. Chapter 12. Turning knowledge into execution. Information is everywhere, but transformation is rare. Why? Because most people collect knowledge instead of applying it. They read books, watch videos, attend seminars, but never act. Knowledge without action is just mental entertainment. Millionaires learn differently. They don't study for fun, they study for function. When they read a book, they immediately implement one idea. When they hear a new concept, they test it. It's not about knowing more, it's about doing more with what you know. Execution beats intelligence every time. Because life doesn't reward what you know. It rewards what you do. Chapter 13. The power of patience. Patience isn't passive. It's the most underrated wealth skill on earth. We live in a culture addicted to instant gratification. Everyone wants results now: fast money, fast fame, fast success. But anything built fast usually falls fast. The wealthy think in decades, not days. They understand that real wealth compounds slowly, like interest, like wisdom, like trust. Patience allows you to stay calm while others panic. It gives you the emotional endurance to stay consistent when results are invisible. Remember this: a seed doesn't grow by digging it up every morning to check progress. It grows quietly, beneath the surface. So stop rushing your process. The work you're doing now might not show results yet, but it's building roots. And roots are what make trees unshakable. Chapter 14. The energy of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a frequency. When you operate from gratitude, you train your brain to see abundance instead of lack. Every time you say, "thank you," you're telling your subconscious, "I have enough, and I can create more." Ungrateful energy repels wealth because it tells the brain, "I'm still lacking." Grateful energy attracts more because it signals, "I'm ready to receive." Start and end each day with gratitude. Not just for what you have, but for what's coming. Say, "I'm grateful for the opportunities aligning for me. I'm grateful for the lessons I'm learning. I'm grateful for the wealth flowing toward me." You're not faking it, you're priming your brain for prosperity. Because gratitude turns fear into faith, and faith into focus. Chapter 15. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. That's why they never do. The rich act first. They let motion create emotion. Motivation fades. But discipline builds momentum. You don't have to love every task. You just have to love what those tasks build. Discipline is doing what's necessary, even when you don't feel like it. And the moment you discipline your identity, success becomes predictable. Remember, consistency beats intensity every single time. Chapter 16. The Law of Emotional Neutrality. When markets crash, emotions rise. When emotions rise, intelligence drops. That's why emotional neutrality is one of the richest mindsets you can master. It means staying steady when everyone else is shaking. It means not celebrating too high when you win, and not sinking too low when you lose. The rich know that both success and failure are feedback, not final results. When you're neutral, you see opportunities clearly. You respond instead of reacting, and that calm, grounded state becomes magnetic. People trust those who don't panic. Money flows to those who stay composed. Because calm minds build empires. Chapter 17. Detachment from outcomes. Here's a paradox. The more you cling to results, the more you push them away. Desperation has an energy, and wealth can feel it. When you chase money out of fear, it hides. When you pursue it out of purpose, it flows. The rich understand this balance. They give their best effort, and then they let go. They trust the process. They trust time. They trust that every seed planted will sprout in its own season. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring without control. Do your part. Stay disciplined. But don't strangle your dreams with impatience. Remember, what you chase frantically runs faster. What you attract calmly stays. Chapter 18. Turning rejection into power. Rejection isn't a wall, it's a mirror. It shows you where to improve, not where to stop. Every successful person has been rejected more times than the average person has even tried. The difference? They learned to interpret rejection correctly. Rejection doesn't mean you're not enough. It means that the path wasn't aligned yet. Millionaires use rejection as redirection. They ask, "What lesson is this teaching me?" instead of, "Why me?" When you turn pain into data, rejection becomes your greatest mentor. So the next time someone says no, whisper to yourself, "Perfect. That means I'm one step closer to yes." Because rejection doesn't stop your journey, it shapes it. Chapter 19. The Art of Self-Investment. You are your greatest asset, not your job, not your business, you. And like any asset, you must increase your value to increase your income. Millionaires spend thousands on learning, not because they love studying, but because they understand the return on knowledge. Every skill you master multiplies your earning potential. Every book you finish compresses decades into days. The poor see education as a cost. The rich see it as capital. Ask yourself, when was the last time you invested in your growth? When was the last time you upgraded your mind? Because if your income has been stuck, it's not your potential that's capped. It's your learning curve. The more valuable you become, the more value flows toward you. Chapter 20. Financial Standards versus Financial Goals. Goals are temporary. Standards are permanent. Most people set goals like, "I want to make more money this year." But a millionaire mindset says, "I refuse to live below this level ever again." That's a standard. Goals motivate you once. Standards redefine who you are. When you raise your standard, everything changes automatically. You no longer tolerate financial chaos. You no longer ignore small leaks in your budget. You no longer settle for less than you know you deserve. Because your standards silently tell the universe what you're available for. So raise them, protect them, and live by them. Chapter 21. Energy Management over Time Management. Time is equal for everyone. Energy is not. You can't create more hours, but you can multiply your energy. Wealthy people know this secret. They design their days around energy, not the clock. They work when they're sharp. They rest when they're drained. They schedule deep thinking in the morning and routine tasks later. They don't glorify burnout. They manage balance. Because when you protect your energy, you protect your decisions, and good decisions create wealth. It's not how long you work that matters. It's how focused, present, and alive you are while working. So stop worshiping time. Start mastering energy. Chapter 22. The Illusion of Security. Security feels safe, but sometimes it's the most expensive illusion of all. You think a paycheck is safe? You think a 9-to-5 guarantees stability. But what happens when that single source stops? True security doesn't come from comfort. It comes from capability. The rich don't depend on one income stream. They build multiple. They understand that comfort zones slowly become cages, and the walls of those cages are built from fear. Fear of change, fear of risk, fear of uncertainty. Freedom only begins when you're brave enough to walk through that fear. Because real security isn't about avoiding risk. It's about developing the skills to handle it. Chapter 23. The Power of Saying No. Every yes costs energy. Every no protects it. The poor think saying no is selfish. The rich know it's strategic. You can't chase every idea, please every person, or attend every event. Your future depends on your ability to say no without guilt. Every successful person you admire built their empire by protecting their focus. They say no to gossip, no to drama, no to distractions disguised as opportunities. When you say no to what drains you, you make room for what builds you. Because every no to others is a yes to your purpose. Chapter 24. The Science of Confidence. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's what happens when your actions and your self-belief finally match. Most people wait to feel confident before they act. But confidence is a result of action, not a prerequisite. You become confident by doing the things that scare you and surviving. Each small victory rewires your brain. Each bold step tells your subconscious, "See? I can handle this." The rich aren't fearless. They just act through fear long enough to make confidence their new default. Confidence compounds, just like money. Feed it daily, and soon you'll walk like someone who knows they belong in every room they enter. Chapter 25. Emotional Discipline. Money follows emotional control, because every financial mistake you've ever made came from emotion. Fear, greed, impatience. The poor react, the rich respond. When the market drops, the fearful sell. When the crowd panics, the wise wait. Emotional discipline is not about suppressing feelings. It's about mastering reactions. You can't control the world, but you can control your response to it, and your response determines your results. Calm minds build empires. Chaotic minds build excuses. So train yourself to pause, especially when your emotions scream for action. Because the ability to stay calm in chaos is a millionaire's superpower. Chapter 26. The Circle of Influence. Show me your circle, and I'll show you your ceiling. You can't grow surrounded by people who mock growth. You can't dream big around those who settle small. The rich know that the environment is an invisible influence. They don't just network, they curate energy. They spend time with those who stretch their thinking, not shrink it. With those who talk ideas, not people. With those who celebrate progress, not envy it. Your circle is either your power source or your poison. So ask yourself, who drains me? Who fuels me? Then choose courage over comfort and adjust accordingly. Because proximity is power, but only if it's the right proximity. Chapter 27. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Motivation fades with mood. Discipline survives through storms. That's why the rich don't rely on feeling inspired. They rely on systems. They don't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" They say, "It's time to execute." Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Because success isn't built on emotion, it's built on repetition. Every small disciplined act compounds into unstoppable momentum. While others wait for motivation, you move. And motion creates its own motivation. So stop chasing the spark. Build the fire. Chapter 28. Delayed gratification. The poor trade time for pleasure. The rich trade patience for freedom. Every financial level is separated by one skill: the ability to wait. Saving when others spend. Building when others brag. Learning when others scroll. Wealth is not built overnight. It's built over years of invisible effort. The discipline to delay gratification is the bridge between average and extraordinary. Because every impulsive choice steals from your future. But every patient moves into it. Wait longer than most, and you'll live better than most. Chapter 29. The Law of Value Exchange. Money is not random. It's a reflection of value. You don't get paid by how hard you work. You get paid by how valuable your work is. That's the law of value exchange. The rich focus on increasing their impact, not just their effort. They ask, "How can I solve bigger problems?" Because bigger problems pay bigger rewards. The poor chase income. The rich chase influence. Knowing income follows. The question isn't, "How can I make more money?" It's, "How can I make myself worth more?" When you become irreplaceable, wealth becomes inevitable. So stop chasing money. Start magnifying value. Chapter 30. The Unseen Work. People will only see your success. They'll never see the nights you doubted yourself. The mornings you woke up exhausted but kept going. The sacrifices no one thanked you for. But remember this: the unseen work is the real foundation. The spotlight is built in the shadows. Every quiet effort, every unseen hour is shaping your destiny. The world claps when you arrive, but it's your discipline and silence that got you there. Don't crave recognition, crave mastery. Because one day, the same people who ignored your work will ask how you did it, and you'll smile because you'll know they only see the result, never the resilience.